I'm Dr. Shikha Sharma. I'm the founder of the company. And today it was basically an introductory meeting to set the ball rolling on what to expect from the program and how to actually utilize the program in the most effective way so that you get the desired results. So a little bit introduction firstly about why I set up this company. So a lot of people know me as a nutritionist. A lot of people know me as a dietitian. So my journey started actually, I trained as a medical doctor from Maulana Azad Medical College. And then I was posted in the Department of Cardiology at GB Pant Hospital as a doctor, as a very junior doctor. And that's where I started seeing deaths in front of my eyes. So as a doctor, of course, you do see life and death. But when you're posted in the Department of Cardiology with such a big facility as GB Pant Hospital, your daily routine, in your daily life, you see death. So it's one death a day, every day. And one of the reasons why you see so many deaths is because it's a large facility and it is surrounding Delhi 6, which is Old Delhi. And as we all know, Old Delhi is very popular for its fried food, for its jalebi, for its full cream milk. And most people over there understand food only as very heavy food, sedentary lifestyle, shopkeepers. So it is not illogical why so many people were dying of heart attacks. And I was a witness to all this trauma, which I could see in front of my eyes. And that's the time I started thinking, why am I, as a doctor, seeing patients so late in their stage of disease? What's the point when I am so helpless at this point? I mean, even if you save a life, the quality of life is very poor because if 50-60% heart is damaged, if the ejection fraction falls to 30%, how will the heart function? The person is just surviving. The person is not living really. So I think that's the time this deep thought entered my mind and heart, that I need to be available to the patient much earlier in the journey of disease so that my intervention can change the trajectory of that patient's life or the trajectory of that disease. And that's how I started looking at what are the areas by which I can help the patient. So nutrition being something which is very, instinctive, one understands it easily. So that's how I started moving into the field of nutrition. But nutrition not just for the sake of filling the stomach, or nutrition not for the taste of, for the sake of a restaurant with nice taste and all that, or just to fulfill the palate. Nutrition for the sake of medicine. So nutrition or food as medicine. We all know food is medicine, but we don't understand the meaning of food is medicine. We just know food is medicine. But has anyone wondered why food is medicine? I'll give you the deepest knowledge or the deepest tip which nobody would have ever told you before. So if you think that the human being survives because of food energy, you are mistaken. If somebody asks you what is a human being made of, you will say flesh, bones, muscle, tissue. And if somebody says what are the tissues made of, then nobody knows. Everybody just stops at the tissues. What I have discovered through my readings, and I'll tell you why I went deep into this whole concept of what is food really, what is the body really. What I have discovered, which is written, that your body is actually made of food particles. Your entire body is made of food particles. Like bricks make a house, like steel makes a steel bridge, like wood makes a wooden table. Similarly, food particles, micro, atomic level, food molecules and atoms is what makes your body. So if your body is diseased, if your body is not functioning well, it is very clearly that the food which you have eaten is incomplete. Or, so the reason why a disease happens is either your food is incomplete, which we call deficiency, or your food is toxic, which we call chemicals in your food, or your food is imbalanced. There's too much of something and too little of something else. So either there's a clear deficiency, that means you don't have, say, chromium in your diet, there is zero chromium, or you don't have vitamin A in your diet. So there is a clear deficiency. It is not there. The second is, it's there, but it is in an imbalanced form. Either it is too much or there's too little. So this imbalanced, so if it's not there, it's called undernutrition. If it is imbalanced, there's too much of something, too little of something, it's called mal meaning bad nutrition. So malnutrition is not those poor kids with no food. That's undernutrition. Malnutrition is this, all the rich people, all the wealthy people who are eating bad food in bad proportions, in bad ratios, which is leading to all the disorders, starting from heart disease, which I mentioned, to cancers. Now, when we talk about bad food, obviously when your raw material is bad, suppose if I put adulterated cement, the house cannot survive the rains. There'll be leakage, there'll be seepage, and things will start cracking. Similarly, if your raw material is bad, your body cannot survive the stressors of the everyday living. Your body will not be able to survive the viruses and bacteria living outside in the world. Your body will not be able to survive long work pressures, and your body will not be able to survive any kind of threat to the body, any kind of injury to the body. So what I'm saying is, if your body does not have the right raw material, or the raw material in the right amounts, or along with some raw material there is also chemical, toxin, then your body is weak, your foundation is weak, your brickwork is weak. And that is the reality of what food is all about. To give you another example, if somebody, and this is now in the context of, does food give energy, or is food the building blocks of the body? So if I have to differentiate between whether food gives energy or whether food is the building block of the body, I would say food is the building block of the body. And energy comes from breath. To give you an example, we all know that when the energy dies, the battery dies in the body. The battery dies on the phone, then you can't talk. The phone is all there, everything is working, the applications are there, the device is fine, but there is no battery power. Similarly, the body can survive without eating for almost 30 to 35 days. It's quite clear that the energy was not coming from the food, because otherwise it was not possible for the body to function, the brain to function, the heart to function. So why does the body crash after 35 days or die after 35 days? Because the building block, the raw material of the body, the repair and maintenance which the body needs on a daily basis, that stopped. And then 35 days it survives. But after 35 days, there was no repair maintenance. There was no, new cells coming, and the old cells were dying. So in those 35 days, then the old cells are dying out, because your intestine needs new cells every few weeks. Your brain needs new cells every few weeks. Your skin cells within 6 weeks become absolutely new. So that means, depending on organ to organ, function to function, from few days to few weeks, you're becoming a new person. You're becoming a new being. And if you're not having the right raw material, then you're not slowly, I would say, quickly you're aging, because there is damage happening which cannot be repaired. So what is a badly maintained building? A badly maintained building is when the proper repair is not done at the proper time. And the proper repair cannot be done because there is no raw material. So when there is no raw material to repair a crack on the wall, finally the wall absorbs water in the rains and starts cracking and eventually falls down. That's what happens to old buildings. So what I'm trying to say is that since food is what you're made of, you are made of your food. So what you eat is what you are, is not just for the sake of this. This saying is not just for the heck of it. It actually means what it says, which is you are what you eat. If you eat adulterated food, if you eat chemical food, if you eat artificial food, if you eat low quality food, that's what your body will become. So the quality of food, the balance of food is the greatest gift you can give to yourself. It's the greatest gift of health you can give to yourself. Now let's talk about uh, a lot of people have joined the program for weight loss. So something which is very typical of me, I don't take things at face value. I go very deep inside science to understand what am I really doing and what am I really offering to the patients. So when we talk about, I mean, I'm sure all of you have the one thought in your mind that I'm going to this company to lose weight. So before I explain to you why is this whole concept complicated and confusing, and why people uh, lose weight and then gain weight and then lose weight and then gain weight, where is the problem? I want to just complete my journey. So as a doctor, I started putting together a preventive healthcare program based on nutrition and lifestyle changes, lifestyle modification. And gradually, I got so convinced with my own philosophy that I decided to set up an organization. And that organization slowly started from one clinic uh, and then kept building up. Now, a lot of people think that I have been uh, advising patients or I take direct consultations, which I do not do. And the reason is very simple. Initially, when I just started, uh, I used to be the medical doctor, and since I have not studied nutrition as a certificate, I mean, I've studied nutrition, but I've taken no certifications. I've taken no degrees in nutrition. My degree continues to be in as a medical doctor. So the prescription portion was always done by the professionals in my team who were trained under me to look at health in a holistic fashion. Now, what I'm trying to say is that why hospital dietitians could not give results, what we were giving or what we give is very simple. Hospital dietitians are trained to understand food in isolation, food by itself. But hospital dietitians were not getting trained to understand food and the interaction and the dynamics of the food and the human body. And that was the biggest problem why the hospital diets were not functioning, were not working, were not helping. And I'll explain a little bit more. When I started my consulting practice along with my team of nutritionists, at that time, we were following the low calorie concept. And we used to just cut down the amount of food, add a little bit of fruits and vegetables, and that was all what we used to do. I remember one day a patient came and said that my son has had a tonsil surgery, tonsillectomy, which was very common in those days. Now I'm hopefully those things have stopped. And so, what should I give to my son? So, as I said, give anything. Any nutritious food is good enough. Just give anything. So she said he's crying. He wants an ice cream, and then the doctor said he can eat anything. So can I give him ice cream? I said, yeah, go ahead, give him ice cream if he wants to eat ice cream. She said, but my mother-in-law says don't give ice cream. The wound will not heal. I said, interesting. Uh, since she was her mother-in-law, not my mother-in-law, so I was more open to listening to what she had to say. So I said, okay, why did she say that? She said, I don't know. So I am asking you. So I started going into the depth of why would a lady say that don't give ice cream, it will not allow wound healing to happen. And that's how I started getting into Ayurveda. Because this answer I did not find in modern medical science, I did not find in modern nutrition. I found this answer in Ayurveda. It talks about how during wound healing, the Vat and the Pith, the air and the fire elements in the body, are aggravated. So you cannot give anything which aggravates the air and the fire element, which means you cannot give frozen things, because when there is inflammation, frozen things actually take away the energy of healing and delay healing. Like, for example, after a pregnancy, even if it's June or even if it's July, a woman is not allowed to have chilled refrigerator water. So for any healing to occur according to the Vedic sciences, the body has to be at, whatever food you have has to be a little slightly warm, or at least body temperature. It cannot definitely be very cold. Secondly, because with cold temperature, the air element goes out of balance and the wound healing will not happen. There'll be gas, there'll be other problems. Wound will not heal well. It aggravates the air element in the body. Similarly, the fire element is aggravated. And unlike modern thinking, ice is not balance of fire. That's the wrong concept. So giving icy fluids actually delays wound healing. So, like, for example, across Southeast Asia, which are very ancient cultures, which are not new cultures, you will find that refrigerator icy water is never given with meals. Never. Whereas in new cultures, people drink chilled Pepsi, chilled Coke with their meal, which actually spoils their digestion and leads to liver problems and other problems. So what I'm trying to say is, as I started getting into Vedic sciences, I realized that all answers were there, answers which I could not find in any other literature. For example, why should people not eat curd at night in winters? Because the curd has an effect of increasing phlegm. Winters is the time when phlegm accumulates, and nighttime is also the time when the phlegm accumulates very fast. So giving curd at night in winters will lead to phlegm disorders. And that is why it's not recommended. One should not do that. But this answer I could not find in any other literature, in medicine or in nutrition. So that's how I started looking at Ayurveda as a higher form of science, as a more wiser science than many of the things what I was trained in or what I knew. Which I'm not saying that modern medicine is not good, it is fantastic. But it is trauma medicine. You get a heart attack, you're in trauma, modern medicine can quickly give you medicines and save your life. Somebody has an accident, breaks a bone, you come in trauma, modern medicine can fix, put a sling, and at that point, stabilize the joint. But of course, healing doesn't happen in modern medicine or any medicine. No medicine can heal you. Ultimately, your body heals you. And for your body to heal you, you have to provide raw material to the body, which is calcium, which is essential fatty acids. I'm talking about bone healing. Calcium, essential fatty acids, proteins, vitamins, vitamin C particularly, vitamin B complex for wound healing, chromium, zinc for wound healing. So what I'm trying to say is the body knows its job. Don't interfere and don't destroy. Just give it the raw material it needs. The body knows its job. When we try to interfere too much in the body, that's where problems start. So, I mean, you might think that I'm only speaking from the point of Ayurveda, but the father of modern medicine, Hippocrates, it is so amusing what he said. Hippocrates said to all the doctors, there's an oath we take. I mean, the original oath was from Hippocrates. Now it is the WHO oath. So the original oath said, first, do no harm. So it basically was in plain language telling all the over enthusiastic young doctors that don't go and start messing around with the patient. Whatever you do, first always remember that your job is not to play God, and your job is not to get over enthusiastic and interfering with the natural healing process. Support it, don't get into it and ruin it. So first, do no harm. I mean, as a doctor, you think you are God, whatever you are, but actually your first job is to ensure that you coming into the equation should not harm the patient. So realize your limitations, realize your responsibility, and realize that you are supporting the journey of healing and health, which is coming from a higher force. You are only part of that treatment. You are not giving the treatment. So don't get arrogant about you are giving the treatment, which is phenomenal, which is profound. So what I'm trying to say is that coming from this background, coming from this intention, coming from this understanding, our practice grew very fast. So the practice which I set up along with my dietitians and doctors grew very fast. And eventually a day came when all the VIPs, celebrities, everybody whom, in local language you call a VIP, was our patient, was our client. And one fine day, the Prime Minister of the country was also my client. And that day, I took a vow. And again, the vow did not come from the mind, but it came from the heart, or maybe you can say from the soul, that you will do no more consulting. So I immediately stopped consulting. Why? Because the message was clear that from now on, you will only build the company, you'll build the organization so that thousands and lakhs of people can benefit. And you will step out from the consulting role to a mentoring role, into a guiding role, into a role which helps to put the systems, processes, training, and the ethical framework together. So that's how I moved out of consulting, and I've kept my vow, thankfully. There's a lot of pressure all the time, especially coming from VVVIPs, for me to be directly involved with consulting. But I've stood my ground. So my team will do the consulting as always, and I remain the mentor, the guide, and the creator of the framework, so that what we envisaged 25 years back, to use food as medicine and to use an interdisciplinary methodology of healthcare, is what I'm aligning and committed to. Now let's come to the point at hand, which is weight loss. Like when people come for weight loss, what are they looking at? So when people come for weight loss, they are generally fed up with their health and their weight not coming down. And they get on a scale and they think, oh God, I've put on so much weight, I need to knock off weight. Now let's understand what is weight. So when we say weight, it is your bone weight. It is your muscle weight. It is your fat weight. And it is your fluid weight, which is your fluids in your organs, lymphatic weight, blood weight, let's say fluid weight. I mean, people call it loosely water weight, but it's fluid weight. Fluid is plasma, it's blood, it's all the interstitial tissue weight. So it is basically the fluids in your body which are roaming around. Now, so what did I tell you? It's bone, muscle, fat, and fluid. So people who do these random diets like intermittent fasting, like starvation, like keto, and they knock off like some 10 kilos in 12 weeks or 16 weeks. What are they losing? They're losing muscle weight. Because the first to be lost is muscle and fluids. You're not losing what you came to lose, which is the fat weight. And a lot of people are very excited. Oh, I lost my weight so quickly. I just lost 10 kilos in so quickly. But what you have lost is your muscle weight, primarily, and the fluid weight. Because fat loss takes time. Like a baby is born in 9 months, biological processes take time, because fat loss is not you're removing the fat surgically. Fat loss needs a trigger where the body is removing the fat, and that fat, first the fat is broken down. The trigger says break down fat. Then that broken down fat travels from the lymphatic systems into the liver, where it's further broken down, and the useful fat is reabsorbed, and the excess is thrown back into the intestine, goes out from the stools, or is going back into the fluids, and from the kidney it's being washed out, or from the sweating it's being washed out. So which means that this is a biological process. And this biological process needs vitamins, it needs minerals, it needs enzymes. Again, it needs raw material. So people who quickly lose weight, like I've seen so many people, they will do deviation and then the next day when they have to check their weight, they will starve. The moment you starve, the body will hold water, the body will hold fat. And you will lose muscle. And if you see starving people, have you seen the bodies of starving people? Their muscle becomes so skinny. Their face tissue becomes so skinny. So what you're trying to do is, you're trying to destroy the very thing which is the most critical element in the body, the muscle, which is the metabolic tissue. So your muscle is your metabolic tissue, and by doing these random, strange, quick fix diets, where they promise 10 kilos in 15 weeks, 6 weeks, whatever, you're actually destroying the muscle. Because there is only one way to lose fat, and that's the right way to lose fat. And the right way takes time. So now you'll say, okay, I want to lose weight the right way. I want to lose fat. I don't want to lose weight. So now let's hope that all of us are thinking that we want to lose fat tissue. I came to lose fat tissue, which was excess, not muscle tissue, which was anyway either normal or less. So I want to build my muscle tissue. I want to lose my fat tissue. Now we start talking about science. To lose fat tissue, number one rule, do not starve. Do not starve. The moment you starve, you will lose muscle. Eat foods which help you digest fat. Support the biological process of fat breakdown and excretion from the system. Which means you have to eat things which support fat loss rather than not eating food. And most people who have joined our program, I always ask them this question: did you starve on the program? And they always, without fail, tell me, no. In fact, we were eating a lot of food. So when I say eating a lot of food, obviously I'm not saying pizzas and burgers and samosa and kachori and bread. Eating the right kind of food. So what right kind of food is what? In one word, the right kind of food is nutrient-dense food. Let me give you examples of nutrient-dense foods and nutrient deficient foods. So when you have a pizza, it's extremely nutrient deficient. The proportions are very, very imbalanced, which means it will have a lot of fat, salt, white flour, which converts to sugar, and it has zero vitamins, very, very, very few minerals, and zero enzymes, zero fiber. When such a imbalanced food you're eating, the body gets stuck with that food. The metabolic channels get stuck with that food. The metabolism starts falling. It's like stuffing things into the body where the body doesn't know how to hold that food. So when we talk about nutrient-dense foods, that means per gram of food, per kilo of food, the nutrients locked into that food are very high. So you take 100 grams of one food and 100 grams of one food. A nutrient-dense food would have so many vitamins, so many minerals, so many enzymes, while a nutrient-depleted food will only have few things. Like a bowl of sugar only has sugar. It's not nutrient-dense. A cup of cheese has only fat and one or two more vitamins and minerals. But a vegetable smoothie or even a watermelon would be filled with vitamins and minerals. Even something as simple as a coconut water is highly nutrient dense compared to a bottle of Coke. gram by gram comparison if you do, coconut water is extremely nutrient dense, while a, a bottle of Thumbs Up or Pepsi or Coke or Fanta or what have you is extremely nutrient depleted. That's what I'm trying to say. So your body needs nutrition. Your body is not a truck where it can uh, eat all the pizzas and then eat all the nutrient dense foods also and survive. No, the body is not a truck. The stomach is small. In that small stomach, you have to fill it with nutrients. The stomach is not like a truck where you can eat this also and you can eat this also. And your excretory system is also not like a factory where it can keep throwing out stuff, because it just overwhelms the whole body. So what I'm saying is, in such a small stomach, you have to manage nutrient dense foods in a way that the body's functionality is not destroyed. Because if you're not eating those foods, your body's functionality is destroyed. And that is why I'm referring to starvation. A lot of people think that, okay, losing weight is about eating less. So instead of a big pizza, I will eat one small slice of pizza with half a glass of Coke, and I'll not eat anything else. So I'm done. No, doesn't work like that. Because you have now got limited nutrients, but the other nutrients which your eyes required, your brain required, your muscles required, your kidney required, your liver required, you're not giving it. Only those 4-5 nutrients you're giving. How will the body survive? So the body will start eating away itself. From the muscle, it will get some amino acid. From the bones, it will get the calcium out. From the blood, it will get the hemoglobin out. So eventually, what will happen? Huge deficiency. Today, you'll be surprised to know, amongst doctors, we talk about malnourishment, malnutrition in the urban rich, not in the poor. So this is the definition of malnutrition, that your body is starving for nutrients while it's being fed non-stop with excess of 4-5 nutrients. But the other 100 nutrients are missing. Only 5 or 6 you're getting. And that is the fundamental base of this program. This program is designed to get your body back to track, get your body all the nutrients it deserves and needs, and actually help you to develop healthier habits so that you choose well every day. Now, let's talk about another thing. What we realized is, giving you a simple diet plan never works. It's like why do we go to college? Why do we go to school? Everybody can just buy the books, sit at home, study, but that doesn't happen. So this whole process is basically a process which has been, I'm very privileged and proud to say, our company is a Harvard business case study. Because what I realized is, just giving a plan doesn't help. A nutrition plan doesn't help. Nobody follows it. It sits somewhere in the diary. So what we created is a holistic, integrated, interdisciplinary program. So the first step of the program is, so it's a teamwork. It is not some dietitian giving you a diet plan. No, it's a complete teamwork. The first part of the teammate, our colleague, is the Ayurvedic doctor, who will help you understand your unique body type, your unique constitution, what we in our scientific terms call nutrition according to the genetic profile. So in Ayurveda, instead of the genotype, we are using the phenotype. That is the physical structure of the body and the physical and the mental and the emotional type. So the Ayurvedic doctor will do an assessment and identify your body, which is called a psychological, mental, and physical typing. So it takes into account your hunger, your behavior, your anger, your moods, so it's basically a 360 assessment. Based on that, the doctor will say, okay, this person belongs to this particular body type. Then based on that body type, the nutritionist will give you plans which agree with your body type, which are aligned to your body type. And this is called the modern science of nutrigenetics. So some people approach it from genetic testing, but we approach it from phenotypic assessment, which is cheaper, simpler. So The second step is your dietitian, who will follow up, who will talk to you, who will motivate you, guide you, counsel you, ensure you follow the plan, not just that we dump a plan on you and then you're left to your own methodologies or devices to follow it. Or so it's her responsibility to ensure that she keeps checking on you, modifying the plan. You're traveling, you're sick, you are at home, you're feeling down. She'll keep changing the plan, make it as interactive, as dynamic as possible. So that's what our dietitian colleagues do for you, our nutritionist colleague do for you. The third part of this program is our emotional wellness coach, success coach. Success in this program depends a lot on how well you're motivated. So it's her responsibility to ensure that she does these group classes online, and these group classes help you to stay motivated, understand the techniques and tools of how you can beat demotivation, how can you beat craving, how can you stick to the plan. And that's her job. And then we have a weekend yoga session where the yoga coach will help you do breath work. Breath work is very, very powerful. We have a lot of patients with BP, we have a lot of patients with stress, we have a lot of patients with other health conditions. Breath work, like I said, breath is the energy of the body. Breath is the food of the body. Breath is the source of energy for the body. So breath work techniques are very important. And the yoga expert will make you go through breath work techniques along with yoga techniques. So this interdisciplinary way is the only way known to science to help people transform their health. There is no other way. So what I'm trying to say is a personalized journey is being curated especially for you. It's being developed especially for you, where me as a medical doctor who basically kind of directs the show, along with my team of Ayurvedic doctor, personal nutritionist, success coach, and the yoga expert, we all come together to help you transform your health. And I think this is one of the most integrated programs I have seen in the country. That also online, because I'm sure there might be programs where you have to go and live in a resort for week 10 days, but that's great. But online programs do not do this interdisciplinary approach. So what I'm trying to say is that this has not just been copied from somewhere. It has been thought through very lovingly, very meticulously over the years. And the only principle guiding us is our patients are special to us, and we need to help them, support them, guide them, push them as much as possible to get to them being the better versions of themselves, to help them transform their health. So some basic housekeeping points which I'd also like to share is that our entire team is dedicated, and at the same time they're professionals. So we respect their private time, which means that every customer, every client will get a Vedique app which you can download, where you can access your nutrition plans, you can access a lot of knowledge videos, you can access your blood tests. But we do not encourage or allow private numbers of the nutritionists being given out, because they have their private life and they have their space also, which we don't like to intervene in, which we don't like to unnecessarily go get into. So which means that all your interactions with your nutritionist, the channel is open. You can chat within the Vedique app. So the Vedique app provides for a special chat feature. But obviously 12 at night, the nutritionist will not be available, or after work hours will not be available. So I would humbly request all of you to stick to that discipline of interacting during work hours. The nutritionists also are available on emails, and each one of them accesses the emails given to them. So if you have any longer questions, you can put it on the email. But this caring, at the same time disciplined approach is what I highly recommend if one wants to get results, because otherwise we are not able to give results what we really want to give. So a disciplined approach would help all of you to get the desired results. And also, like I said, please don't avoid any food given in your chart unless, of course, there is a specific problem, like you have diarrhea that day or you have some other fever that day. That's a different issue. But otherwise, you will all these foods which are being given are important for your digestive system, for your gut health, for your brain health. So starvation is not what we do. Starvation is not what we allow. Starvation is not what is the philosophy here. it is a philosophy of functional nutrition based on an integration of modern nutrition, allopathic science, and Vedic nutrition. So, with that, I would say that I would now like to introduce my team members. So, first, I'd like to call upon Dr. Shivam Maheshwari. He's a qualified Ayurvedic doctor. So, Dr. Shivam, would you just come introduce yourself and speak a little bit about the process? And then I will be inviting Komal and then Sneha to just say hello to everybody and introduce yourselves. Yes.
Hello, thank you, ma'am. Am I audible? Okay. So, hello everyone. I'm Dr. Shiva Maheshwari. I'm a BMS doctor. I'm a certified preventive cardiologist and diabetologist as well. So, when we talk about Ayurveda, Ayurveda is a science of life. It is more than 5,000 years old. We say Ayurveda is more a experimental science as well. So, the in Ayurveda is basically holistic approach to life. It balances the body, mind, and soul. The main aim of Ayurveda is focuses on prevention. Prevention is the first line of treatment to break the pathogenesis of the diseases. Basically, the main targets are food as a medicine, food and lifestyle. The main uh, uh, cause of any disease is basically food, the food you eat and the lifestyle you do. Okay, so basically, Ayurveda focuses on diet, lifestyle, herbs, and yoga. In Ayurveda, we say basically there are five elements, Panch Mahabhuta. In modern science, we say like everything is made up of atoms. Like in atoms, we say electron, neutron, and proton. There are more researches as well, like there are subatomic particles coexist as well. But in Ayurveda, we say all things are made up of five elements, right? Basically, when we are in India, America, or even in Sun, Earth, Jupiter, all five elements are there. So Ayurveda basically focuses on entire universal things. So the five elements are basically uh, Akash element, basically that resembles space, Vayu, air, Agni, fire, Jala, water, and earth. So the proportion of these elements are different in everybody, according to their genetic code, the prakriti we say, right? So the proportion are basically there are three types of prakriti in Ayurveda. That is Vata, Pitta, and Kapha. So Vata basically is we can say the person who is more of air dominant, the person who is basically more of air element in him or her, so is Vata type. So Vata is basically dry, cold, and light. The food that we eat according to the person need according to Vata is warm, moist, grounding, and nourishing food, right? And second, we say Pitta. So Pitta is basically fire, the person who is fire and the water dominant. So the food we say we need according to the Pitta Prakriti is cooling, hydrating, and soothing food. Like the food we can say coconut water, cucumber, melon as well. Okay. And kapha is basically the eartha and water element dominating. So the food we need according to that prakriti is like light, dry, warm food. So the composition of uh, the five elements depend on the physical traits, mental traits, uh, his or her like basically the thought process we can say. So it is totally decided by Ayurvedic doctor. So you can also judge your you can also predict your future diseases as well according to your prakriti. Like vata vata when it is basically balanced in form, the person is more creative, more active, more moving. But when it get imbalanced by some foods and the lifestyle and diet, so it get imbalanced, and the disease that are more uh, prone to vata is like sleep, insomnia, and anxiety, stress, osteoporosis, because the air element is dominating your body. And the when pitta is basically balanced by food according to your body type, the pitta person is basically more sharper. The his memory is very good, and his musculature is very good. His digestive fire is very good. All the catabolic anabolic processes are very good. So when it get imbalanced by some your food, incompatible food, we can say, then the person is more aggressive. He or she can have skin disorders, liver disorders, right? As we compare now, the third type is kapha type. When the person is balanced by kapha, according to the food and diet, the person is more calming, relaxing, soothing, create uh, very good bone density, right? When it get imbalances, it get imbalanced by some food, faulty foods habits and diet, then the person is more prone to lifestyle disorders like diabetes. You can say thyroid. We can say uh, and many other things. We can predict according to the prakriti. So the food, the first line of treatment is food to break the pathology of any disease, right? So we focus on prakriti, body type, and agni. Agni is basically the digestive fire. Uh, Basically, the agni is your digestive fire, the food you eat, and the food that get assimilated throughout the body. When some faulty incompatible foods are there, like faulty diet according to um, the prakriti or according to the season as well, season prakriti. um so the agni get disturbed, and the root cause of the disease is the agni. We can say the endotoxins, free radicals are formed. Then the basic pathogen genesis of disease is formed. Thank you. Thank you. If you have any doubts, we can clear in the message as well. Thank you, ma'am. Now I think Kanika, Komal ma'am will join. Okay, okay.
Good afternoon, everyone. So, welcome to the introductory session. And this session is being held every week.
Can I
Uh,
invite Komal?
yeah, ma'am, I am here. I hope I'm audible.
Komal, would you like to introduce yourself?
Yes, yes. I am team leader Komal, service team leader. And uh, I think the sessions are being held every week. Uh,
Or in
yeah,
case Komal, you are busy, can I invite Kanika?
yeah, ma'am.
Kanika, can you
Yeah.
go live?
Yes,
Yeah.
ma'am, I'm here. Very good afternoon, everyone. So I am Kanika, the success coach at One Health. So as Dr. Shikha also told you that we are a team of health professionals from diversified fields. So we have Ayurvedic doctors, nutritionists here, and I am Kanika, your success coach, and I'll help you in taking care of your mind. So, as you all have joined our organization for mostly like medical nutrition and weight loss, you might be thinking that why do we need to take care of our mind? So, I would like to tell you a few facts about our mind and body. A healthy mind is equal to a healthy body, and mental health and physical health are just like a two-way street. Your mental health impacts your physical health, vice versa, your physical health also impacts your mental health. So when we talk about mental health, it basically includes your emotional wellness, your mental wellness, your cognition, your thought processes, and how you act in your daily life, what all behaviors are you having. So, when we talk about the connection between the mind and body, I would like to say that our mental health directly impacts our physical health. For example, when someone is going through a very stressful life, they may have various kinds of illnesses like hypertension, cardiovascular diseases, or diabetes also. And like people who are suffering from illnesses like depression, they might have compromised immunity. And when we talk about weight loss and nutrition and mental health, I would like to say that our emotions directly impact our eating behaviors. Because sometimes what happens is we do not eat due to our hunger. It's like we are sometimes emotionally eating. And stress also impacts our dietary choices. So, about these topics, I'll be conducting various kinds of group sessions. So, So I have group sessions every day at 5 p.m. and 4 p.m. So you all are kindly invited to my sessions, and I also conduct group one-on-one sessions also, in which you can talk about your emotional issues or your emotional traumas. Until now, I have conducted various one-on-one sessions in which people have cured their old traumas also. And some of the sessions that I'll be conducting in future are harmonious relationships and wellness, stuck weight and emotions, food cravings, stress management, and body positivity. And through these sessions, you might be able to know about various kinds of illnesses that are just functional. They don't have an organic cause. They are only due to your emotional health issues. So I would now like to call Reena ma'am. Thank you, everyone.
Hi everyone, I'm Dr. Reena. I'm heading the service department here at One Health. And first of all, I would like to welcome you all for joining this journey with us. And here at One Health, the entire team here we have is going to help you and support you so that we can make your journey much easier for you. The concepts which Dr. Shivam just told you, we will be following that also during the program, which is based on Vedic nutrition, and we will also be having support from the other team members. Like we have our team leaders, Neha, Komal. We have our success coach, Kanika, with us. Along with that, your nutritionist who is going to connect with you twice in a week and she'll be discussing the plans with you. Her job is basically to motivate you, and what I want you to share with her, whatever challenges you're facing during the plan, just share with her, even if you are not comfortable with a particular diet, or if you want something which you are missing from your diet, I want you to share with your nutritionist and she will definitely provide you the alternatives for that. Here at One Health, we keep having sessions like the knowledge sessions in between the program. People who are having various health issues like diabetes, cholesterol, PCOD, hypothyroid, you can join those sessions and we will be informing you about those sessions through emails and through WhatsApp. So you can join those sessions according to your preferences and you can get the knowledge like how we can manage those diseases by modifying your lifestyle, by having certain food which are beneficial for that particular health condition. And in case if you are facing any challenge or any issue during the program with your nutritionist or with the diet, I want you to connect with us at quality@drshikha.com. So Komal, if you can write this email ID in the chat so that people can note it down. So in case you're facing any kind of challenge, it could be regarding your application or calls or diet or anything, so you can directly connect with us. Our team is definitely going to get in touch with you and resolve all your concerns. So with that, I wish you a very happy and healthy journey with One Health. Thank you. Yeah. Yeah. So we have mentioned the ID in our chat, so you can note it down. And yeah, anything from your end, ma'am?
So you have met some of our team members. Like, for example, Dr. Reena is heading the medical business, and she looks after all the uh, trainings, all the quality parameters, and she has a large team under her, which consists of quality people, which consists of nutrition team leaders, and of course the rest of the teams who support her in ensuring that your services you get without any error and at the same time in time. We also have team leaders who are part of the program, and uh, these team leaders, their responsibility is to guide your nutritionists in case your nutritionists are finding some challenges in helping you to get to your results. So with that, I would like to say thank you so much for joining in today. And with time, I do hope that some of you would be featuring in my interview. So I interview successful clients who are role models, clients who have proven that at any age you can be the best and healthiest version of yourself. And with that, I'd like to thank all of you for your time today. And in case you have any escalations, any problems, please do reach out to us on an email. Please chat with your nutritionist from the Vedique app, and please make sure that you don't miss any of the appointments so that your nutritionist is also dedicated and motivated to serve you better. So have a wonderful weekend. Thank you so much, and a goodbye.